health of our families matter. And we are so glad. There we go. I'm so glad to have back with me my friend Angie Watson, who has been with us several times and has been such a popular person with us. And I have coerced her and invited her to come and join us. So we have a special treat that she'll be here with us on the second Thursdays of the month. And so we're going to be talking about nutrition and diabetes. So if you want to hear more about that as we move through the months, you'll be listening. You can listen on the second Thursdays, but I want you listening every Thursday because we always have somebody wonderful to join with us. But today we're going to be talking with Angie again. She is a registered dietitian. She is the coordinator for the diabetes program at Pitt County Health Department, and she's a licensed diabetes instructor. And so she comes with a lot of a wealth of knowledge to be able to share with us. And we know this is a new year, so welcome to 2022. And I know a lot of us have made New Year resolutions and promises and trying to think about what we're going to do that's going to make us a healthier person. And so today, Angie is going to share some things with us. And our topic today is dissolving, resolving, how to make healthy lifestyle changes that stick. So we're not looking at things that we're going to plan to do, going to try to do it, last for a couple of weeks, and then we're going to go, oh, no, can't do that. But we're going to be looking at some things that we can put in place that's going to help us be able to stick to our goals. So Angie, welcome to Family Health Matters. Thank you so much for joining us today. Looking forward to this wonderful conversation with you.
Thank you, Wendy. I'm looking forward to it also. I always enjoy being on your show.
Great. I told everybody that we're going to be looking forward to you being there on a regular basis. So we're going to look forward to that as we move forward. Now, you shared this topic with me, dissolving, resolving. So tell me what that means to you and how it's going to apply to us.
Yes. So, kind of tricky words here, getting caught up in the words, but dissolving means, kind of slowly going away or slowly sort of disappearing. I'm a science major, so I think of, stuff dissolving, salt dissolving in water. But in this case, we're talking about New Year's resolutions. And I think, over the past couple of years, sort of in the popular media, folks are getting away from or starting to get away from making New Year's resolutions because we realize that they don't really work. We start out with really good intentions, as you mentioned, and then maybe a couple weeks in, we're getting off track. And so we want to maybe steer away from those resolutions, but keep the good thing, which is, we're wanting to make changes in the new year. We're wanting to be a better us, I'll say, in whatever way, if it's health goals, financial goals, and whatnot. So that's really what we want to look at is goals instead of resolutions.
Right. So okay, that's so true because we do start and we stop. So tell us the difference between a goal and a resolution.
So a goal, and honestly, I'll talk in general terms about a goal, and then I'm going to spend a lot of time today talking about SMART goals.
Okay.
And SMART is an acronym, and we'll get into that, but we want to set SMART goals and not just goals. But some of that is for those goals to be attainable and to have a way to kind of measure the goals. And also have, I'll say, an action plan. So sometimes we have a goal, and I'll use a non-health goal just because I'm going to give examples of health goals in a minute. But we might say, okay, I'm going to get out of debt this year. That's the resolution. But maybe you don't have any plan for how am I going to get out of debt? You're just thinking, I'll put a little extra, on my credit card debt when I get paid, and, that'll be good. I'll slowly pay it off. And, but that's not very specific, and there's nothing to really hold you to doing that. And you're not measuring, are you actually doing it? Coming back to it and say, am I doing this? Am I sticking with it? So goals and resolutions, they could be kind of similar, but usually a resolution. And the other thing with a resolution, the word resolute is, definitive, like I'm definitely going to do it. And we know that, unfortunately, we're human.
That's
We
right.
mess,
That's
we
right. Don't
mess
forget
up.
that piece.
We try to change behaviors, and we're able to a point, but none of us are perfect. And
Right.
so as resolute as we may be, there's, a good chance that we're not going to do that behavior or attain that goal 100% of the time.
Great. That's good. That's good because to understand what you're going to do, you have to know what you're planning, what your plan is. And that
Mhm.
planning part is part of your goal. And I know one of the things that we do tell our students as well when they're setting goals is to make sure that you have a deadline to help
Mhm.
so you'll know where you're shooting to or how long you have to go through this process.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the SMART goals that you
Okay.
mentioned, the difference between goals and a SMART goal.
Yes.
So
So
let's talk
first,
about
So first, I'm going to begin by defining a SMART goal. And like I said, it's an acronym. So every letter of the word SMART stands for something, an attribute. So the S stands for specific. And I'm going to come back to these. M is measurable. A is attainable. R is realistic. And T is timely.
that.
And we're going to go through some examples, and then I can come back and show you, how those attributes kind of fit in.
Okay, great. That sounds good. I'm excited about this SMART.
Yes. Okay. So let's dive right in.
Okay.
I will say just really quickly, in 2021, the top 3 resolutions, New Year's resolutions, were in this order: 1, exercise more; 2 was lose weight. And honestly, I thought lose weight was going to be number 1, but it was number 2. And 3 is save more money. But
Ah,
since we're focusing on our health today, I'm going to look at more of the physical health. And so the first goal, which is to exercise more, a typical goal that a lot of us might make is, I'm going to join a gym, or maybe we have a gym. You know how many people have gym memberships and never go? Those gyms are making lots of money, even if it's only $10 a month.
absolutely. Because can you
$120 a
imagine
year
some
times
people
hundreds
who
of
don't
people
go?
there.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
So maybe a more applicable goal, and again, this is a non-SMART goal. What we would typically set is, we'll say, I'm going to start going to the gym again. Again, that resolute, I'm going to do it. I know it's good for me. I'm going to get back into it. So, but again, that's not a SMART goal. To make that a SMART goal, I'm going to read the sentence and then we'll go through the attributes. So
Okay.
a SMART goal would be, starting Monday, January 17th, I will get back to going to the gym after work. I will commit to going at least once a week and working out for 45 minutes, doing a combination of walking and strengthening exercises. So that's a lot longer than our typical or non-SMART goal. But this is something that you're not just going to say it out loud. You're not just going to tell people, I'm going back to the gym, in your
Right.
eagerness. You're going to sit and, be thoughtful about it. Write it down. Put it on your fridge. Put it on your mirror. Put it on the dash of your car, so that it's a reminder. And if we break this down, it'd be easier if I could show people visually, but the SMART goal is specific. And so one thing we were very specific about is when we're going to the gym. So we said after work. And we're also specific about the time that we'll spend and what we're going to do for exercise. We said, work out for 45 minutes, doing a combination of walking and strengthening exercises. The M in SMART stands for measurable. So this is something that is measurable. Unlike our non-SMART goal of, I'm going to start going to the gym again, this will tell us, am I going at least once a week? That's a SMART goal. I'll commit to going at least once a week and working out for the 45 minutes. You can track those things, the once a week and the 45 minutes. Attainable, and that's, so maybe considering, in this case, our physical health. If you have not been active at all, not been exercising at all, 45 minutes may be okay to be exercising, or it may be a bit much to start with. So you want to think about, what is my body physically capable of? And a lot of people will start really gung-ho and say, I'm going to go to the gym every day, or at least the 5 work days. If I'm going after work, I'm going to go every day this week. And then, after Monday, Tuesday, they're really sore, and then maybe take the rest of the week off. So we want it to be attainable within the realm of what our body is able to do, or what our mind is able to do to cope with. The other thing is realistic, and that kind of goes along with it. But realistic is more what, considering that life gets in the way, considering busyness, what is realistic for me to commit to? Is it once a week? Is it 3 times a week? Is it 5 times a week? And the last letter is timely. Timely, that's where, that doesn't refer to the amount of time I'm going to exercise. That actually refers to when we're going to start. And so there we were, in that example, we gave the example of starting on Monday, the 17th. Timely means to put it in a time frame and to initiate it rather quickly. You don't want to wait forever. Like some people will say, oh, well, already mid-January now, I'll wait till February. I'll wait till February 1st. Yeah. Some people might even say, man, I missed the resolution for 2022. I'm going to wait till 2023.
That is
right?
true. That is
But
true.
the thing is, we can always start now. We can always start now.
Well, I like the way you put that, especially with this using SMART, because it makes you, one, I think, accountable. If you actually take the time and write it down, then you have a chance to think about it. You said it, now you've written it down, and now you have it right in front of you. And like you said, put it on the dashboard somewhere that you could read it every day. And it also gives you a time frame so that you can think about, when I'm going to do it. Is it realistic? Like you said, if it's realistic, so you can personalize these as far as what you are thinking that's more capable for you to accomplish.
Yeah.
And like you said, even with the 45 minutes, if I don't think I can do 45 minutes, I may could start off with 10 minutes or 15 minutes and then work my way up.
Yep.
So that's great. Sure. I like that, using that as an for using SMART as your goal for exercise. Okay, good. I like that. That's obtainable.
Yes, exactly. So, this concept of SMART goals, it is new to a lot of people. Some people are familiar with them, but I want to go through a couple more examples because most of us are not used to thinking about our goals in this way, or even forming, these SMART goals. I work with clients that have diabetes, and we have them set goals, in our program, things that they're going to work on and come back and let's evaluate and see how you did with it. And it's really hard for a lot of people to be very specific. Most people will say, I want to exercise more. It's like, okay, well, what are you going to do for exercise? Okay, well, I'm going to walk. Okay, how often are you going to walk? And what's realistic for you? What time of day are you going to walk? Just making it more smarter, more smarter.
And as you move along, and I want to hear these other examples, but do you think it's important that maybe you share these goals with your family or with somebody that can sort of encourage you or help motivate you?
Definitely. The research shows that if we share our goals with others, we're more likely to, work on those goals and even attain them. And, even if the other person, say, never asks us about it, that would be the optimal thing is, you shared with them. And so next time you see that person, hey, how you doing with this? But even if not, by us speaking it out loud, we're kind of bringing it more into being and making ourselves more accountable. So even like the process of writing it down increases your accountability versus just thinking it in your head. And then sharing with others, saying it out loud and telling others makes you more accountable also. And then you can get that support from others.
Right. Good.
I will say with support, and I say this in my diabetes support group, sometimes it's important to identify those in your circle of friends and family who will truly be supportive, especially when it comes to health goals, because sometimes folks mean well, but they may be discouraging. You might share your goal and you say, yep, I'm going to get back to the gym. I'm going to go twice a week for 30 minutes. And, the person might say, you said that last year. You're never going to do that, and that's
That's true.
discouraging.
That's true. But
Kind of
that's
knowing the people. So kind of knowing the people who are in our corner who will be more like a coach and a motivator and a positive encouragement and say, you can do this.
Okay, good. So that means you don't tell your business to everybody.
That's right. That's right. Because sometimes it's detrimental.
Yeah. Okay, give us another example of how we're going to put SMART into action.
Okay, so we'll take the second most popular New Year's resolution of losing weight. And again, I want to start with what a typical goal would be that most of us might set before we knew of these SMART goals. So I'm going to say my goal is I'm going on the keto diet. So that's, a little bit specific rather than saying I'm going on a diet. I made it a little more specific by saying what diet I'm going to go on. But it's still not a fully SMART goal. So I'm going to read the SMART goal and then again, we'll break it down. So starting tomorrow, I will decrease my portions at dinner to help lose weight. I will do this by using a smaller dinner plate all of the time and following the plate method at least 5 of the 7 days of the week. So again, when we look back at our SMART acronym, the specific is, using the smaller dinner plate, following the plate method. Measurable is at least 5 of the 7 days of the week. And again, there's kind of 2, I'll say, interventions here. So using the smaller dinner plate, I perceive that, okay, that's pretty easy. I don't have to sacrifice a whole lot. I just, use a smaller plate. But actually following the plate method and adjusting my food choices is a little bit harder. So that one I said, we'll do that 5 of the 7 days of the week, most days, but maybe on the weekend we'll, give ourselves a little bit of slack. Attainable, so same thing. Realistic, what I think I can actually follow, and then timely. And I like this one because this one is starting tomorrow, because again, most people will, like, let's say this is Thursday, they'll say starting Monday, I'm going to do, X, Y, and Z. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's not. But I think sometimes we need to challenge ourselves and say, why not start tomorrow? Why wait? Just jump right in, and don't let anything delay you from that goal.
Well, what about the people who says, I got to wrap my mind around it and I've got to think about how I'm going to do this before I just jump right in?
Yeah. And that could be, but I think that's part of the process of developing the SMART goal. And that's what a SMART goal does. It helps you wrap your mind around it, there could be 2 different things at play there. One, sometimes when people say wrap their mind around it, they're trying to, summon up the willpower and the motivation, and they're just kind of wanting to delay it, right? Because it's not going to be pleasant. But truly wrapping their mind around it and thinking about, okay, what's the benefit to me? What's the cost, time cost, physical exertion cost, that kind of thing. Developing that SMART goal forces you to answer all those questions and really be solid about, this is exactly what my goal looks like. I know what the challenges are going to be, and I know how I'm going to go overcome them.
Absolutely. Very good. Very good. I like that. Okay. So we know we're going to exercise more, and we've got a SMART goal on how we're going to do that. And then we're going to lose weight. So we have a plan. We have a SMART goal. Okay. So what was another resolution?
Yes. So the one resolution I didn't do, which was common, was the example of the money, save more money. But I have an example of a resolution to eat healthier. So one example could be saying, I'm going to eat more fruits and vegetables. Again, that's a great goal, and honestly, especially early in my career as a dietitian, I would encourage people eat more fruits and vegetables. I might even write that out in their patient instructions as a goal. And I wasn't being, specific and having it be measurable and that type of thing. So to give a specific example, I would say beginning January 17th, I will increase my intake of fruits and vegetables from my current 1 serving per day to 3 servings per day, at least 3 days a week. I will track this in an app or a paper food log. So again, it's measurable. It meets all those SMART criteria. I do want to say also with making changes in eating habits, it is proven that writing down or in some way recording what we eat helps make changes in eating. Again, it's kind of that accountability thing. And sometimes, or lots of times, what can happen is what's the right word? It's preemptive or preempts us. If we know we have to write it down, let's say I love Oreo cookies for my afternoon snack, and I'm used to eating 4 Oreo cookies, for example. If I know I'm going to write it down, I'm going to think in my mind, that's going to kind of look bad on paper. I don't want to write that 4 Oreo cookies. What if someone else sees it? Or even just for me, like I don't want to be reminded.
And it's reality too that you did eat those 4 Oreo cookies. So
yes,
that's good.
yes.
Good.
So it really does help you think twice about those choices. Most of us know, what's healthy as far as foods, what's not healthy. As a dietitian, I work with a lot of folks, and yes, sometimes we need education on exact portion sizes because there's so much portion distortion out there, or we need to know what's appropriate for me. How often can I eat maybe this food that's not so healthy? But most times our conscience will tell us, most of us know 4 Oreo cookies is not good. And nothing against Oreos, but
yeah, but they are good.
Yes.
But not good for you, maybe.
Yeah. All foods can fit. So
yeah. So when you just really about the fruits and the vegetables, I know you said add 3 servings per day. So should we be mindful of what kind of fruit and vegetables we are adding? Should that be something to consider?
It should be, but I kind of look at our goals on different levels. Okay. So let's say, I'm just going to give a quick example. Let's say I'm meeting with someone and they're eating, fast food every day of the week, say lunch and dinner, or at least every, lunch for the workday. The ideal would be to not eat fast food at all, and cook at home and prepare those meals at home. And so, and maybe in the past, 20 years ago, dietitians would have, recommended someone to do that, but it may not be attainable. And so we say, okay, well, let's start with the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. Let's just try to make a change, any change. Maybe I'll make a healthier choice at the fast food restaurant. So to get back to fruits and vegetables, right now, I would say most Americans only get maybe 1 serving, maybe 2 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And the goal is 5 a day. The goal used to be 10 a day. And then I think the government realized that that was overwhelming for people because they weren't getting anywhere near that. So now the goal is 5 a day with fruits and vegetables combined. So I would say no matter what, if you're choosing a fruit or vegetable, that's good. So I could be particular and say, okay, I don't know, canned green beans have more sodium in them, and that's not so great. You should do fresh green beans. But for someone who's not eating green beans at all, if they start eating canned green beans, I'm happy with that. And we'll talk about, we can rinse them and reduce the sodium, but it's sort of in stages. So there are healthier forms of fruits and vegetables, and there are healthier, fruits and vegetables themselves. I will say real quick, because, my heart is diabetes, and working with diabetes clients. Generally, I recommend for diabetes no more than 2 servings of fruit per day. So of those 5 total servings, 2 would be fruit and 3 would be vegetables. Because fruit is healthy, it's natural, but it still has sugar in it. And so when someone's body has issues processing that blood sugar, it's not good to consume that much fruit. So we wouldn't want all 5 of those servings to be fruit if you're someone that has diabetes.
Absolutely. Okay, good. So we're winding down on time, but tell us about everybody's been the sweet tea. So
Yes.
what would be a way just to do a quick SMART goal with your
Mhm.
sodas and your tea, sweet tea?
Yes. So, yeah, we'll kind of combine sodas and sweet teas. We'll just call them sugared beverages. So, if
Okay.
your goal is to, decrease sugared beverages, you might say, um, I'm going to decrease my intake of sugared beverages to, I'll assume it's someone who's drinking multiple per day. So, I'll say I'm going to decrease it to, one serving per day. And with sweets and things like that, for some people, it's easier to go cold turkey, um, because if they have a little taste of it, they'll want it. But some people, can do well with, okay, 5 days a week, I'm just going to have, one serving, but maybe on the weekend, I'll let myself have two servings. So that's really individual. That's wrapping that head around and
Uh-huh.
thinking about what goal is realistic for you. If you know that you're going to ease up a little in part of the week and that may cause you to slip and get totally off track, then you don't want to do that.
Right.
But just trying to decrease, that amount and indicate also when you're going to start it.
Okay, well, great. Those were some really good, helpful goals, and we can use that SMART on anything that we prepare for. So
Mhm.
I'm so excited, Angie, for you being here. So this is going to help us set those SMART goals that we're going to be able to obtain for 2022 and make a lot of difference. And so, again, Angie, we're going to close out and tell you thank you so much for being here with us today on Family Health Matters. Again, I'm your host, Wendy Bridgers. We are here every Thursday from 3 to 3:30 on Family Health Matters on Awesome Radio 106.9 FM. And we look forward to you joining us. And Angie, thank you for the wonderful information you have shared. Looking
Thank
forward to
you.
seeing you next, the second Thursday of February.
I
So,
look,
again,
I look
thank
forward
you,
to it.
Facebook Live fan. We thank you for being here with
Hi, this
us.
is Lamanda. I listen to Awesome Radio
And we're so
106.9.